And more summer-like here through the end of the week. Right now across the state, skies are cloudy and there are patches of drizzle and fog, particularly in western lower Michigan. Let's take a look at our detailed forecast then. For tonight, mostly cloudy, some patches of drizzle and fog around the area. Low temperatures will eventually bottom out in the upper 50s to around 60 as winds become more southwesterly. Tomorrow, look for a variable cloud cover, a little sunshine in the afternoon. There's a chance of a thunder shower popping up. Most of the time, though, it's going to be dry. I don't think anybody will have any Mac attacks out there at the basketball game, so I think they'll get it in. 74 to 78 for high. Partly cloudy skies tomorrow night, lows back down near 60. And then partly cloudy, kind of breezy on Monday. There's that chance of a shower or thunder shower in the afternoon, but highs finally back up into the low 80s. Winds will be out of the west and southwest. On the lake, water temperatures, well, it looks more like March. Variable winds, calm to 1 foot waves out there. Looks like they'll get the basketball in dry tomorrow, and what showers around should be scattered. They shouldn't last long. It'll be showers.
Well, I hope not. They've never had to cancel the MAC before.
That'd be awful for me, too.
Sure
you should have been with me today, the things they were saying about you.
Oh, that's what my
Coming up next in sports, the Tigers faced a legend tonight. Jack's up with sports in just a moment.
Hold it. Is it really true that Art Van's Mattress Express guarantees next day delivery and picks up your old mattress free?
Of course.
He was a man of God, a meticulous man who believed he could send his loved ones to heaven. And after he methodically executed his wife, his mother, and his 3 children to save their souls, John List neatly laid their bodies side by side.
The Savior of Souls, the A Current Affair miniseries.
Monday at 7 on TV8.
TV8 salutes the Ionia Free Fair on 75 years of success.
I started coming to the fair because my people were farmers and were exhibitors here. So spending a lot of time at the fair was just a part of my growing up. Oh, practically all of them since 1923, 1924, somewhere in there. It's a nice tradition. It's a nice experience. It's good. It's good.
The Ionia Free Fair, July 27th through August 5th.
To be honest with you, I like to be able to pronounce everything I read in the labels. I like to think of myself as having a healthy, balanced diet. That means less salt, less fat, all that sort of thing.
Delicious, healthy choice frozen dinners. Our label clearly shows we're low in fat, sodium, and cholesterol to help you keep your heart healthy.
I would say it certainly passes my strictest tests.
Try Healthy Choice dinners and our delicious new entrees.
Jack's here with sports, and the Tigers took a ride on the old Ryan Express tonight.
They got off on the wrong stop again. Tigers are just off to a real rough start in the second half, and it doesn't help when you have to face one of the game's all-time greats. Nolan Ryan on the mound for Texas, and he didn't have his best stuff, but he was still good enough to pick up career victory number 298. Rangers beat the Tigers 5-3. Now the Tigers got to Ryan for a pair in the second. Dave Bergman comes up with a base hit to right. He pulls a Ryan fastball. And that'll score one, made it 1-1. Larry Sheets chugs around. They had a 2-1 lead, but then Texas goes wild on Jeff Robinson in the third inning. Rafael Palmeiro, the base hit to right, made it 2-2. Then Ruben Sierra, Trammell should have had that. They give him the base hit, though, made it 3-2. They scored a couple more. Tigers had a chance to win it in the ninth. Cecil Fielder up, bases loaded, sends this one back to the track. Peanut Cavilla makes the catch. They lose 5-3. Also this afternoon, the Oakland Athletics at home against Milwaukee. And boy, they were shut out last night, but Jose Canseco says not 2 in a row, guys. Home run number 24 in the season. Athletics have a 1-0 lead. That was all Bob Welch needed as he picks up victory number 14 on the season. He gets some help from his friends in the field as well. Watch Mike Gallego rob Jim Gantner. The diving stop, gets up, throws him out at first. A's win 3-1. Around the rest of the American League, Chicago with a 10th inning home run from Ron Karkovice beats New York. The White Sox magic continues. KC and Boston split a doubleheader. Minnesota at Baltimore, and it's tied 2-2 in the 10th. California 2-0 lead over Toronto. And out in Seattle, Cleveland with a 2-0 lead. Texas beats Detroit 5-3. From the National League, the Cubs dropped their 6th straight. Cal Daniels and the Dodgers having some fun at Wrigley Field. Daniels the first of 2 home runs on the day. They go on to win this one 7-0. Another version of high five in the dugout there. how many are there? How bad are things for the Cubs? Ryan Sandberg boots the ground ball. Boy, the Cubs have lost 6 straight, 7-0 the final. Full slate of games in the National League. Pittsburgh, boy, they are red hot. They beat San Diego 8-4. New York, David Cohen, 10 strikeouts. His 5th straight victory, they beat the Reds. Montreal and Atlanta in a doubleheader. Philadelphia all over Houston in the 7th. And San Francisco loses to St. Louis 2-1. Now, in case you missed it earlier, rain's forced postponement at today's Gus Macker. And if your game was rained out, be at your court tomorrow at 7 a.m. This is still a double elimination tournament. There are a couple of changes. Winner bracket game will be played to 15, win by 1. Losers brackets played to 10, also win by 1. Another event that was postponed tonight was the slam dunk contest. They will hold that at noon tomorrow, and some folks are out there practicing now. Give this guy a 6'5", the alley-oop to himself. Atlanta Hawk guard Glenn Doc Rivers was supposed to hold a clinic for some future NBA hopefuls, but thanks to the rain, this turned into a question and answer session. One of the questions posed was, what's going to be the role of former Michigan All-American?
We want to win a world championship, and we don't know if we can do it with a point guard as a rookie. If Ramil Robinson can do it, that'd be great. It'd be an easy transition for me. That's where I've played. I think in the long-term future, I think what's going to happen is I'll play point guard for another year to give Ramil some time to ease in the position, and then I'll go to 2 guard. That's why we're looking for an old veteran 2 guard right now to buy time for Ramil.
That was former Michigan American Ramil Robinson. Now, rain also washed out tonight's card at the Berlin Raceway. And the Artgo 150, they were scheduled to run that. Instead, they'll run it on Labor Day. That'll be Monday, September 3rd. Over in France, it's Bastille Day, and American Greg LeMond has every right to join the French in celebrating. LeMond finished today's 13th stage through the mountains in the lead pack, almost 5 minutes ahead of leader Claudio Chiappucci. That means LeMond is now in 3rd place, 2 minutes and 24 seconds behind the leader as we head into the final week of the Tour de France. LeMond has never finished below 4th in this race, and how many people can boast that? Another American, Andy Hampsten, has moved into 9th place. He is less than 10 minutes out of the lead. Holland's Eric Broekink is in 2nd place. Over in Oslo, Norway, Czechoslovakia's Jan Zeleny, set a world record in the javelin with a toss of 89.66 meters. One of the premier events today was the 100-meter dash with world-class field. That includes world record holder Carl Lewis, and Lewis did win in a photo finish. As a matter of fact, this was a disputed race. The photo is not very clear. He won by just 1/10 of a second. It looked more like Linford Christie of Great Britain won than Lewis did. His time, 10.26 seconds. In golf, Patty Sheehan has opened a 6-shot lead at the U.S. Open. Rain's forced delays again today, so they'll play 36 holes tomorrow to decide the winner of this thing. And if Sheehan keeps playing at the pace she is, she's just going to walk away with it. She opened with a 66, shot 68 today, and stands 10 under par, 6 shots ahead of the field. On the PGA Tour, Scott Verplank has a 1-shot lead at the Bank of Boston tournament in Sutton, Massachusetts. Brian Tennyson is second, and today's second round of the seniors tournament was rained out. So Lee Trevino and Dave Hill tied at 6 under par. They will play 18 holes tomorrow. It's just going to be a 36-hole tournament. Back at home, the rains did not hamper today's Grand Regatta. Over 150 rowers from all over the country took on the elements in the Grand River. There were team competitions, individual time trials, and what a way to spend an afternoon. Paddle your way down the beautiful river into some beautiful sights. The event sponsored by the Grand Rapids Rowing Club, which is now in its 4th year, and I'm sure they'd welcome some more members. And finally this evening, this was definitely a strange day around the world of sports, and I do believe Dave Carmichael has plenty to do with it. And I mean, it was raining everywhere, even in Baltimore, and this poor ball girl suffers a pretty embarrassing moment because after the ball and whoops, he's down for the count. Take a seat. Then there's heat in California, and this stuff makes you do some strange things. Athletic fans turned into some cheeseheads out in California. And the A's won that game, so players
by the way, the A's won the game.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jack.
And I still don't know that javelin.
I was going to ask you that. Well, if you hadn't heard or seen enough of the Macker, get ready for this. Baby Mackers.
I do this a couple of times a week. This is how I get to work at my kids' Little League. Now, I'm hearing that back in Washington they want to raise something called consumer excise taxes, which are really federal sales taxes on everything from cigarettes to beer and gasoline. I guess the politicians think it's easier to raise taxes on us than it is to stop the corruption at HUD and the waste at the Pentagon. But you know, I think gas taxes are high enough already, and there's a lot of families out here who just can't afford to pay any more.
This week on Hardcopy, he struck out twice on the bar exam, but John Jr. is still batting 1,000 with America. Then there's a new weapon in the Battle of the Bulge. It's laser surgery that zaps your fat away. Plus, do you go on buying binges? From dawn to dusk, these compulsive shoppers just can't stop. It all starts with the new sex symbol of the 90s, the blue-collar guy. Coming up on Hardcopy.
Monday at 7:30 on TV 8.
She lives in a seedy sex palace.
Obviously, prostitutes were in there doing their business.
On the next People's Court, by day, it's a